And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is Attorney Joe Flores. Remind you to join us each and every week right here on KTMV with the Lopez family. Special thanks to the man in front of me right here, Carlos Lopez. He makes it all happen, and his dad, who passed away in 2011. The Lopez Broadcasting family has been celebrating 25 years on radio, their very own, and also television has been a great part of it, and they've given us a voice. With me, I have the pleasure, the honor of introducing my boss, your broadcaster, the Ted Turner of South Texas Broadcasting, Carlos Lopez. Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, Joe, how are you? Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Well, it is your station. Yeah, but thanks anyway. It's like, thanks for inviting me in my own house. Can I come in your room, son? But anyway, thank you for joining. I know that the 25 years, can you tell people a little bit about those 25 years we're celebrating this year?
You know, Joe, it's been an amazing journey for us, starting back in the day in 1989. It took us 5 years to actually build the radio station. So one could say 30 years in the making. It's almost all of my life. And to see it come to fruition and to see it the way it is today, we're stronger than ever. We're so excited about starting another strong 25 years. We're confident. We have a lot of faith in God. And this station was built on the foundation, on having faith, and it continues to operate on that same principles. And we know that God's hand will always be with us. And our number one objective is never to hurt anybody, Joe. But to always serve our community. God entrusted us this radio and television station to bring the message to the public and help when help is needed. And those are the principles that we're going to live and die with.
Well, and I want to commend you because I was a devoted son, too, to my dad. And I know how much you loved your daddy. And recently, I wanted to address the full story for our viewers. Recently, you had to take care of some taxes for your dad. Mm-hmm. And some of the media love to spin it one way or another. Let's get the facts straight. You are honoring your dad's memory, and one of your dad's wishes I was witness to was that he said, pay my bills, pay my taxes, and That's what you're doing. Can you tell people a little bit about that situation and how it impacted your family?
You know, Joe, it's made us stronger in life. We never run away from anything. We make sure that if we owe you $1, we owe you $1. We're as committed as we have ever been. And as my father was passing away, he went through a very, very hard time in his life with this illness that eventually took his life. But in many of the conversations that I had with him throughout, when he was in the hospital, he said, Mijo, he said it in Spanish, Mijo, if we owe somebody something, make sure we take care of them. That to me showed heart. It showed that he was conscientious of things that he owed in the past, and that we needed to take care of it. And we as a family are going to make sure that everything is accomplished because we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. We're going to meet our obligation like we've met everything else in the past, and we're going to move forward. And we're going to serve this community with pride, and we're going to serve this community with God first. And I'm 100% confident that God will always be with us, and He will never abandon us.
Well, and I want to thank you, too, because of your compassion you have. You always put God first, but you all recognizing the National and World Diabetes Awareness Month that's coming up in the fall. We are going to propose, and I know that we're going to have a great leader coming on, Chad McGill, who's going to be coming on here in a minute. We'd like the whole Harbor Bridge to light up blue, and that's the color of diabetes.
Yes.
And to honor at least part of the month, to honor and let the world know that we also here are impacted disparately by diabetes and the complications of it. 2 days ago, we lost our very dear sister-in-law of mine to the complications of that horrible disease. And
my condolences to you and your wife and your family, Joe.
Yeah, she was a centerpiece of our family, and we're devoting this show to her, Patricia Vasquez.
Absolutely.
And your dad also, and my dad, we need to do something to really help create awareness. So thank you for everything and allowing me to have a voice.
Yes, sir.
Very briefly on politics, it's never ending, as some people call it, the sea of trouble, como dice la Biblia. That's for sure a rough sea, politics, and we've got politics coming up, and it's important to get great leaders in there. How does KTMV plan on bringing out and showcasing the very best of our leaders in our community?
Joe, I think it's important for us to continue the tradition that we started many years ago Joe, to bring as many candidates on the air as possible, so the people can get to know them in different levels and see where they stand, and not just in a soundbite of 10 seconds or 20 seconds, but really go in depth and see what's inside their hearts and what's inside their minds as well, so people can make a choice. We're going to have Republicans, Democrats, we're going to have them all, independents as well. And we have city elections, we have county elections, we have state and federal elections as well, and some school board ones as well. We have great people like Mr. Shad McGill, who's done a great job here as a city, in the city as well. He's a dear friend of the family. So there's a lot of good, viable candidates.
Yeah,
people are going to be able
español.
to hablan español,
Yeah.
and it's going to be interesting to get to meet them as well.
What do you plan your vision? You said the next 25 years. I'm excited. If I'm around, I want to be a part of it. What do you want the people to know about what you're doing with the stations and expansion of the stations?
Joe, we in these first 25 years of our broadcasting, all we wanted was just one radio station, but God entrusted us with several in different markets, and we're grateful to Him. But we're here in Corpus Christi, we're in Victoria, we're in San Antonio, and soon we'll be in Austin as well. And maybe the continuation of the original plan of bringing TMV into the Houston area as a test market that you and I have talked about in the past as well. Not giving up on that dream, because I think if we can take it on a national level, we'll leave something that many will talk about for many years to come. It's bigger than, it's not about money, it's about getting it accomplished, and we're excited about that. And we want to continue to serve, Joe. Fact of the matter is that these 25 years have met public service. Bottom line, that's the foundation of what we believe in, Joe. There's so many people that have come our way. While we were going through what we were going through, Joe, several things came to mind. There was the famous the story that everybody basically knows, the little boy that got run over in front of Chuck E. Cheese. Remember, his parents came in and we helped them out so they could bury the little boy. That same weekend, there was another little boy who passed away that was in a fire, and the parents didn't have money to bury him either. We called their parents in so they could also raise money so they could bury their child. Or the lady that lived in Bishop, whose house burned down, and it was near Christmas time, and they lost all their possessions in the trailer home they lived. When one day we were able to replace that trailer home, replace the gifts, brought money to them so they can get their feet back on the ground. And the endless faces of people who have had cancer, who have been going through so many illnesses, Joe, and the fact that we never said no to them. We always said yes to us. And that's why I feel that God will never abandon us, because our heart is in the right place. And when your heart is in the right place to serve the community, and you do it without asking anything in return, God will protect you.
Well, very well said. Amen. And you're watching the CEO of Lopez Broadcasting here, honoring us with his presence. And, I know that you always put God first. And this show's dedicated also to your family and everything that they stand for, because a lot of people don't know how hard it is. Corporations, nothing wrong with corporations, but when you have a family-owned station like yours, one of the few you can count on your hand in America that are owned by Hispanics. You see the difference when it's then they're part of your family. Everybody has a place at the Lopez family table.
I agree with you 100%, Joe. I told my mom in one of the conversations, the audience will never leave us, regardless of what's happening to us in life. And she goes, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Why, mijo? Why would you say that?" I said, "Because they are like us. They struggle every day just to make it in life."
Apagar los biles.
Apagar los biles, Joe. And when they interviewed me in the Caller Times, if you look at the original picture of the Caller Times, it says it very clearly on a big quote, because I'm not here to presume that we're anything else other than who we are, Joe. And that same family is the same family that continues to operate this station for 25 years. In that quote, it said we lost our house 2 times. They were turning off our lights. And we had a refrigerator that we had financed, that they were taking that as well. Nothing's changed, Joe. We struggle every day just to keep the lights on. And I prefer to be humble and to be truthful than to be something that we're not. And we're not those people. We're here to serve our community. We're here to stay. And we're here to stay not just next 25 years, but the next 100 years. So God bless our community. And we thank for those who have been praying for us as well. And we're grateful because we're going to move forward and we're going to get everything accomplished.
That's right. And your time of need, people as diverse as Lloyd Neal and Joe McComb, and people on the Hispanics that were community leaders like Ruben Bonilla and myself, and people all around. Sure. It shows the seeds that you sow, you reap. And, when you had your time of trouble, everybody came. Paul Chapa, everybody from Linebarger to everybody, all those good people. So they're good people all around in this community that believe in you and believe in your station and your mission, and I'm part of that. So we're going to take a break, but you've been watching Carlos Lopez, the CEO, and Ted Turner of South Texas Broadcasting, when we come back.
Have you been arrested or are potentially facing criminal charges? You need a trial attorney who is well-versed in the courtroom. Joe Flores has handled hundreds of criminal cases and many of them to trial. Joe Flores can provide you with competent representation to protect your constitutional rights in state and federal court. Joe Flores can help if you have been arrested or facing criminal charges. The law offices of Joe Flores, equal justice for all.